Bing.
Alright, what's up YouTube? This is Jay with Rising Duelist, and the ban list just hit, guys. And oh my god, finally the hand loop is gone. So before we get into this, I'm just really excited about what's going to be happening starting June 12th when this ban list will be effective, and let's see what goes on. So let me go ahead and just jump into this. First one that of course we're going to be talking about, what pretty much everyone is already talking about. We have Elder Entity Norden is banned.
Woo!
Yes, I'm so happy. It was about time. You had a good run, Norden. You were great at helping everyone out with the synchro plays. Good one card XC. But now with a deck that's made of nothing but one card XCs, you overstayed your welcome. Elder Entity Norden is now banned.
Okay. What do you think Zoo's gonna do without that combo? Like, I know they have a bunch of combos because they have the what is it, Chakanine now?
Chakanine, yeah.
Chakanine. Do you think they're gonna start playing 2 Chakanines instead of the 1?
They definitely might. The big thing about Chakanine is that it really was able to fulfill Fusion Substitute because you can just special summon a dead XC. You can't XC on top of it, which is fine because now you can use a Fusion Substitute. I think, especially with also what we're going to be talking about next, Terror Top, but I think that they're going to start focusing more on, instead of the Terror Top engine, the Predapan engine, and still search Instant Fusion, but instead of going for Norden, just get another...
I think they would do the... Oh yeah, you don't have the Norden. There just isn't anything to go into.
Just go into another level 4 fusion. I remember back in the day with like Utopia Sexal was the thing. They would do instant fusion to just
grab a target,
whatever target that was level 4, and then you overlay on top of it. I think they're gonna start doing that a bit more because it's still a free, for 1,000 life points, a free level 4 that you can use for XA material. I'm just glad now that they no longer have that one card XC and then all the draws with fusion substitute. I think they're still going to be using instant fusion. Of course, they're not going to be using Terror Top anymore, but they're going to be sticking to that and making other rank 4s with other instant fusion targets, just no longer with Norden, which I am very, very happy for. And next one that I was just talking about right now is Terror Top. There is 3 Terror Tops in here right now, but no one really cares about that anymore because it's at 1.
Which it will be at 1, which is still... it is an engine that needed to die a long time ago. Everybody's been waiting for a Terror Top hit from almost a year since it came out.
Yeah. Since it was with BA were the ones abusing it. I mean, I like Terror Top. It's a good card to help out lower decks. Same thing with Norden, but every now and again you just get that one deck that abuses it. Back then it was BA and
the PK Fire nonsense.
PK Fire stuff, and people were wanting it to get hit, but they hit other BA stuff. But now it's too much. Bummer for other decks that were using it, but same thing with Norden. There's some things that just have to go. In this case, it's Speedroid Terror Top. I feel like the only decks that are still going to be using Terror Top are going to be the ones that normally use a Speedroid engine, like maybe Wind Witches. They can still do it because the restrictions on the Speedroids are wind monsters, so they're fine.
They might just run extra Talking Tomborgs as the replacement.
Yeah, just little stuff like that. Are people still going to be using Terror Tops? Yes, but they're going to be using a larger Speedroid engine or none of it at all.
I think they're going to start using the Synchro engine.
Yeah, definitely. Like Terror Top into Talking Top or Talking Top or into Red Eye Dice. And then...
No, I think it's more Speedroid grabs the Red Eye Dice, normal some of the Red Eye Dice, and then you do the 3s to make the Goyo Defenders.
Yeah, definitely.
And then that fulfills the same role, but with only the need of 1 Speedroid.
Yeah, same thing with Zoo. They might be focusing on more of like the Gotham's hand loop, which is not nearly as consistent nor as powerful when Rat went to 2, but that's still possible. So they might focus on that because they can't loop and draw a bunch of cards anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they're just gonna... This has barely got announced today. I'm sure some Zoo player out there is gonna find some other way.
There's gonna be something to jam
there's always gonna be something, especially with Zoo, but we'll see what happens. And,
I'm glad to see Zoo die right as Link format is gonna come around.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be great. So yeah, but Norden and Terror Top, which of course were aimed towards Zodiacs, and we'll see how they do without them.
Don't like that they didn't hit Zoo directly though.
That's true, but and I get they want the deck to function, but there's very few things that you can hit them with. If you keep Norden, there's very few things
You
that
can
can
hit the Broad Bull.
Well, that's the thing. If you you had to ban it. That's the thing, because even if it's just that one, they can still loop stuff because you have Norden and Daigusto Emerald.
I still think they should have hit the Broad Bull on top of everything they already hit.
Yeah, we'll see how it's at right now. But indirectly, Terratop and Norden were aimed at Zoo.
Yeah.
Next card that we're going to be talking about is, unfortunately, I just don't have it with me, is that grass is greener, which I'm pretty curious about that, because in the YCS Picks board, we had the top 32 being nothing but Zoo variants. It's been a while since 60 card that grass decks were relevant, and I get it, it's that one card that...
Wait, do Link monsters have levels?
No.
Infernoids would be able to freely summon, because they don't use the extra deck, freely and fulfill Link summoning material. Sure, they're banishing, but when has that ever been a problem?
That is true, but right now, I don't think we're going to be hitting stuff until Link format.
I think one of the other reasons they did it is because of the Minerva reprint.
Oh yeah,
They don't want to see 60 card rampant disasters, and I don't want to see it either, honestly.
Yeah, I'm really curious. But again, it was that one card along with Terratop. Those are two cards that people were complaining over and over that needed to be hit. I think Grass is Green was mostly just for the player base that were saying that needed to get hit, I agree. It's not a healthy card.
The 60 card decks turned it into a win condition, so you had a 3 of win condition, and then all you had to do was grab the left arm offering, and
now you have 6 copies of it. It's definitely tough. I'm really glad that it got hit overall. It was a card that's unhealthy for the game.
Yeah.
Way too unhealthy. No, I don't think you should have even one card win condition. But we're not going to be seeing those decks anymore, 60 card decks.
I still think people are going to play. I still think we're going to see 40 to 50 card variants of the 60 cards we're used to, but because they're just not going to have a reliable way to mill.
Yeah.
Without it, I think that's just going to help how it's going to fulfill.
Yeah. I'm glad. I'm happy for it.
Yeah.
And of course, the next ones, and I'm just going to double check to make sure that we didn't hit anything else.
No, that's it. That was all that was on the list.
So Terratop at 1, that Grass is Greener at 1, Ban is Norden. Now, the Unlimited. Ooh, gosh. Here we go.
Sorry, they're not all super shiny, guys. I'm a scrub.
Yep. So, we have here Wisdom Eye Magician, Pendulum Call, and Performer Pal, Scroll Crow Bat Joker. All at 3. Okay, so for this one, I both love this and hate this. One, I love it. Pendulums were just completely dying out this format. Metaphors were trying to hold on with their Zoo variant, but no, they just weren't doing it anymore. And right now, obviously, Zoo and 2 Draco, or mixed between the two, or just topping along with Zodiac Kaiju.
Magician's gonna be meta again.
I really hope Magicians make a comeback right now. Get a Crowback, Pendulum Call. Duelist Alliance is gonna be huge now, because it can search Pendulum Call as well as others.
Yeah, and all you have to have is any other Xyz, and especially if you have Magical Abductor, that's 2 counters.
Yeah.
And then
combos are great. I love it. Really great support for the Pendulums that are just completely dying out and are pretty much just going to be killed in Link format.
Well, I don't think they're going to die in Link format. I think they're just most of the extra deck is going to be facilitated towards. I think they're going to be just as powerful, but I think they're going to be much, much more contained in terms of what their raw strength can do, but in terms of what they can Link summon out. As long as we keep seeing really great Link summons, Link monsters, then these guys are going to be able to do some crazy stuff.
Yeah, we'll see what's going to be good over there. Now, the one thing I do not like about this is I feel like Konami was hearing the trend of the whole boycott Konami with the new box that's going to be coming out with all the new Pendulum support. That was going to be a structure deck, and they changed it to a box, and a lot of players were really angry about that. A lot of people were thinking that's just a money grab for Konami. And I think Konami was like, okay, we get it. You guys don't want to buy the box. That's fine. But are you sure you don't want to buy the box? You sure you don't want to get all that support?
It's a lot of Magician support. And then by releasing this, all the new stuff. And it's low-key a push to make Zark more popular. Because a lot of the Zark Magicians that support him are all Magician Pendulums. And so we're going to see a ton of Magician Pendulums splash right before Link format.
Yeah, I think overall it's just going to be the last hoorah before Link format.
Yeah, they're giving us the strongest Pendulums that they can.
Yeah, in a way, I'm really glad. I'm really glad they're gonna. I thought the Duelist Alliance was gonna be the last hurrah from the Pendulums, but with everything here, with the new cards coming out, with these ones unleashed in June 12th, I think there's gonna be a hurrah, the last hurrah for the Pendulums. And then we'll see how they do it in a Link format.
It's gonna be that the last call for Pendulums.
That's the pun for Pendulum Call. All right. So again, a lot of people just didn't want to buy the box, but now Konami is like, okay, we get it. It's pretty dick move, pretty money grab, but now you have a reason to.
All right.
So I hope we'll see what happens. I have high hopes for everything here. I think things are kind of going good. I'm really glad. Out of all the cards here, I'm so glad Norden's gone. Norden was one of my favorite cards.
But it was degenerate.
Oh, very, 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 very degenerate. It was back in the day. It was especially when about I think a year ago when it was Cosmos, VA, and Monarchs were kind of like the three that were up there. The surviving decks after Pepe. Those ones were kind of up there, and then Instant Fusion for Norden was pretty much for everything else because Instant Fusion was not running any of those decks. But now
the rank 4 toolboxes became a thing again.
Yeah, it was incredible, and it's too powerful.
Part of me kind of wishes they made their whole rank, whatever toolbox they decided to make Zoo. I kind of wish it wasn't 4s.
But then again, if it was 3, just imagine that 3s already have Terratop.
Yeah, but they wouldn't have the Invoker play.
That's true. They can go straight into it too. Oof.
Yeah, so they would just have to make the Broad Bullets 3. So that's why you make them 2s.
Yeah.
And then just watch people struggle.
Yeah. Right now, I'm mostly curious on how this turns out. It's as the making of this video, it's the 18th. It's not going to be released for about another month.
3
so we got
weeks. 3 weeks.
Yeah, about 3 weeks. A little more than 3 weeks. So we're going to be seeing that take effective June 12th. Until then, Zodiacs are just
they're going to reign supreme.
Dominating. And then I'm really curious how they're going to fare afterwards.
I'm curious to what decks are going to fill the void. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I think True Draco.
Yeah, True Draco is definitely a top contender
I
up
think
there.
Kaiju Zoo is going to be
Kaiju Zoo
is going to be much more relevant.
Of course.
I think dinosaurs are actually going to make a strong.
That's a big thing because again, the biggest thing about Zodiacs, them themselves, the Zodiacs by themselves do not pose much of a threat. It's the way they can resource and draw into all the resources
that's the big
that
thing.
they need.
Dinosaurs lose out in the grind game, and zoos are going to push the grind.
Mm-hmm. And that was always the case with, of course, Norden facilitating a lot of that. And I'm really happy to see that go away, or rather, I'm going to be once I see it go away completely. And then we'll see how they do. Kaiju might be the better variant because instead of drawing, they're going to have to focus on, getting rid of the opponent's cards and then do the regular zoo stuff without Norden.
One of the other perks without Norden, we're not going to see as many random Bahamut Toad plays.
That is a very good point. I did not even think about that. I completely forgot that Norden facilitated a lot of the Bahamut into Toad plays.
Awesome Heroes or whatever, gone because you have no reason to run the Tin Goldfish. Well, I mean, they still do because of the Bubble Man.
Yeah, but they're not nearly as good. Almost all of the decks that they needed Norden for that Bahamut Shark.
That extra 4.
That's going to be really interesting. And that's also going to be a bummer. I like Toad, but at the same time, I'm really glad it doesn't have that much support with Bahamut Shark. It's going to be really interesting. I wonder what deck's going to take over. Another one is Paleozoics. Also have a good shot now.
Yeah, because Zoo just outpaced them.
And of course, they still lose to the Masterpiece Unaffected by Trapped and Monsters.
Oh, yeah, it's gotta hurt so bad.
It's gonna be a toss-up. I can't wait to see it. I think for one thing that I am getting a little upset at Konami that they're not killing off Zoo.
They're indirectly hitting it.
When they put Rat to people are like, okay, let's let's see how Zoo does.
And it did fine.
And it obviously top 32. I don't even think there's ever the emergency ban list for Pepe. They took 30 out of the top 32, and then shortly after they issued the emergency ban list.
And Pepe was gone.
Yes. I think the small survival was the Dracos.
They had Dark Pals, Draco Pals, Dark Draco Pals.
Mm-hmm.
They had
but they still not nearly as strong. But
they had that huge bursting consistency, but just they could not push over certain monsters.
Mm-hmm. And then now with Zodiac, Konami doesn't want to hit them. I don't know why. They put Ratatouille, which obviously didn't hurt us. They took top 32 with Ratatouille. It's insane. And then now they're hitting them indirectly with Terror Top and Norden. So now I'm really curious about Zeus. I don't think Zeus is going to be dead.
No,
are they going to be?
I think they might focus.
unbeatable?
I think they might focus a lot more on the Ram plays.
Oh yeah, with the diagram, Ram, all that stuff.
Anything that can pop that Ram.
They're going to be focusing a lot more on other support cards because they no longer can loop. Because back then, pure Zoo was the.
I'm saying when you look at the OCG list or whatever, they rely on everything else, and they just run 3 ofs. Yeah. The rat just doesn't do anything except facilitate a huge consistency boost. In which case, other people just cut other cards rather to get into power cards. And now with this is going to be so much stronger. And I think magicians are going to help fill the power void. And I think this right before Link format, we're going to have a lot of interesting meta. Now I could be very wrong, and one deck could just shut everything out again.
I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to see what happens. It's going to be great. It's going to be a little scary because right now. I have high hopes for this with Norden and Terror Tap gone. I mean, another thing with Terror Tap was that they were able to go into the Zoo combo without even using a normal summon. That was just horrible because then later on they can just search Thoroughblade and get an extra draw with that. It was too much. They're not going to have obviously the Black Sheep Fusion Substitute with Norden loop, none of that anymore. So they're not going to be able to draw as much.
They could still thin out if you use the Predaplant engine. Drop the triple Own Fires.
Yeah.
And depending on what kind of engine, what other engine you are, you could grab into that Balbaboon again, do the Balbaboon combos, and then still make your Invoker play. So I think the Predaplants and the Balbaboons are going to be much more relevant, and we're going to see a lot more Plant Zoo.
Yeah, I believe that anyone that uses a rank 3 toolbox are not going to be using Terror Top anymore. People who are going to use Terror Top are going to be focusing more on the synchro stuff. But no more Terror Top, Takentomborg, and then make a rank 3, whatever your choice, whether it be Dante, Totemberg, Invoker, any one of those.
I don't know. I'd just still play. I'd still be playing Terror Top and like BA, but that's BA.
Yeah, that's different.
But then again, so now you have a Speedroid who facilitates the same thing as a tour guy. They're both at 1, and you're both just. But is it really worth it? I don't know.
Yeah,
we're gonna find out.
Look, high hopes. Right now, I'm wary. I'm high hopes. Can't wait to see a diverse meta. I'm not sure it's going to be, but we'll see. Again, one thing that was huge, one thing that I've never seen before was power creep. Almost a year ago, we had the World Championship being Blue Eyes, and Blue Eyes since then have not been hit at all, and they've just been power corrupt, Metaphors, and then APCs, and then DDDs were also in there, and then finally Zodiacs. And then we hit Zodiacs, and still didn't work. Top 32 out of the top 32. And then finally we're going to see it. Is there going to be new decks that are like True Draco that are going to start taking over? Is it going to be older decks that weren't hits like ABCs and DDDs? Will it be the ones that just got released from the ban list like Magicians and Performer Pals, Pendulum decks like that? Are they going to be the ones who start making the surge because they also got new support in Duelist Alliance and anything along those lines? I don't know. I'm very curious and I'm very hopeful to see a jump, a huge jump, and to see who can take that top spot. But I'm also want to see who's going to take it. I'm also very scared that Zoo's still going to take it, and I don't want that to happen. So guys, those are my final thoughts for this video. Let us know what you guys think. Is Norden going to kill off Zoo? Did that do it? I don't know. What do you guys think? Jay Garcia here with Rising Duelist. Take care, guys.